What's up guys, Armada here, and in today's video we are gonna go over a topic that I recently have gotten asked a lot about. So as most of you guys probably know, I recently started speedrunning SM64, which I've done a lot on the stream. We've seen some content on the YouTube channel on this as well. And the question I've gotten from many people is, how have I improved so quickly? In the past, we have made various topics, videos on how to improve, learn to learn, have you done everything to improve, and so on. But yeah, let's go over my speedrun progress so far. Especially, to smashers out there that might, want to test the waters in SM64 or other speedrun games. But yeah, let's get started. So for SM64, this page, Kikipedia, is where I went first. Very, very good site for people interested in testing SM64 out. This is a guide for 70 star, the category I run. You get the rules, and you basically get every single star in the run. And we can just, take a random star. Let's take this one, for example. So if you go for this star, you can see that they have a beginner video. They have 3 different videos: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So basically what I did was, for all stars, I was checking out the various videos and, roughly trying to judge, is this something I'm going to be able to replicate relatively quickly or not? And then kind of like judge which strat should I go for or not. So we can quickly look at this one first. This is the beginner strat for this star. This is, by the way, my favorite star in the run. I don't do this strat. Yeah. So yeah, this is the pro strat for the star. This is the strat I do on this one, but not quite as good. But yeah, that was just an example on a star. And you can see various different strats. So you get a lot of resources to work with. And for every single star, even some videos have input displays as well. So if you're not quite certain on different angles and stuff, then you can often see that in some of these videos as well. So yeah, basically for me, I started, with the first star and literally worked my way down, star by star. I think one thing a lot of people, I'm not sure if I can call it wrong, but I think some people, they might get into doing runs too quickly. For me personally, I wanted to have a solid grasp of each star before I started doing runs, which might have given people a little bit of the wrong impression that I improved even quicker than I actually did, because I did put in, quite a bit of effort before doing runs. So I think that's part of it. I think a lot of people, they might rush into runs not doing enough practice beforehand, so it might feel very overwhelming when you do runs, because it's so many things you need to think about, but you haven't properly prepared going into it. So yeah, as I said, I started on top of the list and working my way down. I looked at the various strats, beginner, advanced, and so on, and try to judge my own skill. I should be able to replicate this fast, or if it's something that's really hard, and it's all right, I start with something a bit easier, and eventually I work my way up. So that's important. I also feel sometimes, especially now when I've been running the game for, I believe, 3.5 weeks, something like that, something I have noticed from a lot of people that ask is oh, why don't you do this strategy, or why don't you do this one? I personally feel a lot of people overvalue strat sometimes rather than movement. It's something I've seen. It kind of reminds me of smashers when you see a new fox and they can do quadruple shine frame perfectly, but they don't know the basics of the game. I'm sure most people will be yeah, I know that guy. And the thing is, I get that impression in speedrunning too, that too many people that are watching and potentially playing, they're focusing on the super, super advanced stuff, but not on the more like basic, super important things. Like my personal record right now is a 57-minute flat. But the thing is, some people, they're like, oh, but what about this strategy? And, you know, sometimes a strategy might help a few seconds here and there. But if you have great movements, my time could probably go down to like 49 minutes or something like that with the same strats. So, like, the big picture is more like learning proper movement early on. And I feel like some people might undervalue that. So, that's like another reminder. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong to add strats once in a while, like new stuff, but it feels like movement is like the most important thing. And that's the thing that separate like good players from really good players, and even really good players from like fantastic players. And then on top of this as well, we did talk about like, you know, preparing before starting doing runs. But then on top of that, I also feel like it's very important to like, once you have practiced all the stars and gotten in to the game and doing some runs, I think it's also important to like keep practicing and not only doing runs. Sometimes this can be hard to judge, like if you're watching runners on Twitch and be like, oh, but they only stream runs. Sometimes you have people that might practice off stream for various reasons. Might not be as fun to watch for some viewers. Maybe some people feel like they're more focused practicing off stream because they don't feel like they have to interact with people. So regardless if you see a streamer practice on stream or not, I would say not to assume that they are like not practicing. But yeah, if you're looking into, you know, getting into a game, I do think don't undervalue the practice, so don't overdo the runs. Because like, if you are doing runs and you're like, oh, you know, like I want to test to go like faster on this star, I want to add like some small movement difference to it, and you haven't practiced it, but you try to like do it in runs, it's very likely that you will just keep messing up because you haven't that like foundation to stand on. You don't have like the hours put in to like pull off this movement in an actual run. I do think like, since streaming is like such a big thing, I do think it's possible that a lot of people get lost in that, oh, I have to do runs because it's better for the stream. But like long term, if you want to get good, you need to put in like the practice as well. And hopefully like in the end, that also helps your stream if that's part of your goal too. But yeah, I feel like that's most of the stuff. Yeah, this website, really good if you want to learn the game. Prepare before doing runs is something I suggest. Don't forget, you know, to like practice and not only doing runs, and work mainly on movement rather than like adding new strats like super quickly all the time. That's probably the main things I would say. But yeah, I hope that at least give you guys some type of info on, you know, the way I was working this out. For all the people that have enjoyed the runs and so far, hope you guys will keep watching. And for people out there that might be, you know, curious in testing speedrunning, I really hope you do. And I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.